And we're live.
All
Oh, it
right.
says we've been live for 11 seconds now.
Oh, have we? Cool.
Apparently so.
That's cool.
We don't get to see people.
Well, hey, everybody. Let's see. Connie, Gary, Katie,
Wendell.
Wendell, Miss CD, Henry. Let's see. Gene, Richard, Junior, Camille. Who else we got?
Greg House.
Greg.
Skipped right over him.
Let's see.
In
River.
the house.
Hey, River.
No.
Hey,
Wow.
Big Al. PJ, Mark
Neoma
D.
Flynn.
Good to
Neoma
see you in
Finn.
here, Mark D, tonight. Good to see you, man.
Neoma Flynn.
Hey.
Finn. I keep saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Richard Jr.
Oh,
PJ
yeah.
Arkansas.
Deb.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody.
Janelle.
Good deal. Good deal.
There we go. We're caught up.
All righty. So,
Dinduvin.
hey, how's it going, Robert? See everybody coming on in tonight. I'm glad to see everybody. Well, another nice Friday evening, and I'm glad to have Joe and Pat back on with us, and we may have
Jeff D.
a
Smith.
couple more people join us here shortly.
Randall Brooks. Brodus, sorry. Kimmy.
So we got everybody.
Yep, we got
Good
everybody.
to see everybody in
Yep.
here tonight. So, I know everybody should know Joe and Pat from down in Louisiana. They've been on Woodwalker several times. They've been on with us several times. And
Mm-hmm.
y'all been on anybody? I know y'all been on with Chris. Who
Uh-huh.
else have y'all been?
I'm going on with Grizzly Chris on Wednesday. That
Okay,
would-
good.
What, Outlaw Grizzly? Outlaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's on
Good.
Wednesday night at
We
9.
did shows with the cowboy, but we never did a. He don't
Right.
do a blog every week or nothing like this.
Well, we are outside and the wind is blowing a little bit. That's probably bringing that cool snap in here. Hey, Crystal, good to see you.
And I'll be going to get a sweater in a few minutes.
Randall,
Oh, wow.
Tora, good to see everybody. So, Tara, excuse me.
It's like Tora.
Yeah. Well, I
Tara.
thought it was old there for a minute, so I can't see that well some days.
Oh, that's Tara. That's with Mary.
That's Mary's Tara.
Yes.
Okay,
Cool.
Cool.
Miss
Sometimes when chat's moving too, the letters kind of blend together on me. Getting old ain't helping matters none.
No, it doesn't.
Not us.
So, well, we did have a video to put up this week,
I've actually got 2 days of video to put up.
but Rebecca hadn't had a chance to get it up. It's going to be a little bit from the meet and greet, and then the spot up on 21 where I seen whatever it was.
And then an actual homesteading video.
And then also I finished up doing the measurements out here where I seen that.
Oh, good.
And
You
it
wanna
was,
go ahead and tell them about that too.
no, I'm not going to go in that right now.
Okay. E.E. Pullen is in the
Hey,
house.
hey, how's it going? Hey, y'all excuse me if I get to coughing and sound like we got a couple of chickens tore up about something over there. So either somebody laid an egg or they got a hen fight going on or something over there. But yeah, Connie, I don't think you've ever met Joe and Pat, and now you've never met Rebecca yet. So, and happy birthday to Randall. I just seen that pop up.
Oh, cool.
That's good.
Happy birthday, Randall.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Randall.
Yeah. So
Do we need to sing to Randall, Joe?
Yeah.
hey, that video we got put up's got you singing
Yep.
in there. Got us
Got
singing
the
you happy
cupcake
birthday.
video.
Right.
So, but
Yeah, we still got to get the video out from the camping trip, basically.
Mm-hmm.
and I lost some of that. I don't know what happened to it.
Somebody
Some of,
didn't hit record.
some of that video disappeared on me. So, but we had a good outing down there. I know it seemed like everybody enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
There was some good fellowship, good food, but also, we know there was some activity went on that
Sure.
these recorders were catching. Of course, y'all just like me, we don't know what it was 100%, but we, in our opinion, we think we know what it is. So, and so just by the way, and with what was going on else with it. And I tell you, it's very good that y'all, Justin and Wendell, picked up pretty much the same thing. I mean, that is, at the same time. And of course, we know, not taking away from what Roger and them caught too.
That was part of it too, though.
Oh
and
yeah,
so, being there getting lit up.
Right. So we had a lot of things going on that whole weekend. There's no telling what went on we missed. I mean, audio does very good to capture whatever kind of noises going on, which some of them can be, regular animal noises, and then some of them were just kind of very odd, unusual. Just like the audio y'all caught early Friday morning. That's a very unusual audio.
It's weird. Oh, either. Yeah. It's weird to me too. The first time I ever heard anything just like it.
So I know Rebecca probably has a plant to do. And we'll do that real quick, and then we can get off into other stuff. I know everybody wants to talk about food.
Love food.
And I want you to explain here in a little bit,
file.
Pat, about the file, or however you pronounce
Filet.
it. Filet. Okay.
Filet.
Sis, this is called so much.
No.
Filet. Okay, filet.
Minus the T.
Since this filet has caused so much of
makes a lot of difference, Mark.
Huh?
That little line up there makes a lot of difference in how that's.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't know the proper key name for it, but it's in lots of French and Spanish and stuff. They put that in there.
Well, I'll let you. We get on down in here in a minute. I'll let you talk about it a little bit, Pat, since you've dealt with it some. And that's pretty cool. I know I'm sitting here thinking, what are we talking about eating a file for? But sister, you're gonna have to find somewhere.
Goodness.
That was good.
But I just thought it was something else. So
I had to remind him that we were talking about it at the camping trip,
no.
even, and
No.
because the old guy brought me a piece of it, and y'all were talking about it earlier. And I mean, it was a big topic of conversation for a little bit there, and then you talk about it in the live, and he calls it file. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. We've had a lot more people join us real quick. I see Bobby and Tyro and
Stacy Thrasher.
Stacy and now
Younts.
is that Naomi?
Mark D. She's been in there.
Okay. Okay. So it's good to see everybody. And good to see everybody. So go ahead and do your plant real quick.
Well,
and
I'm going to do a plant today that I've already done, but it is a prime season for this plant. And I have a whole book dedicated to it. So I was scrolling through Amazon like I always do. Y'all cannot tell me y'all don't have Amazon wish list. If you do, you're a fibber. Anyway, I was scrolling through their books and everything, and I saw this book and thought, how cool. I need to get this book. The Ultimate Dandelion Medicine Book, dedicated to nothing but dandelion. I mean, you've got your dandelion tea in here, your salves, your tinctures. You've got lip gloss made from it, root water, orange juice. You can even make coffee from the root like you do chicory, which, by the way, I really need to do one on chicory because I have a nice little patch of it growing. But it's got so many uses that it's just not even funny. Let me show you this one page in here.
I'm ready to go kill that chicken.
It's actually 2 pages. So basically what I'm fixing to show you is a chart. I don't know that you'll be able to read it, but I want you to notice how many marks are on this chart. One column is for leaves, one column is for flowers, one's for stems, one's for roots. All of these are ailments. And every column that has a mark in it, this is what that treats. Okay. There's also a page 2.
Wow.
of more things
Wow.
that dandelion actually treats. When we were up in LBL, Misty Squirrel got some dandelion heads and fried them from everybody and made me think, well, I need to do a sourdough frying of these dandelion blooms. I mean, I'm just still excited. I need some time to do that. But if you're looking for a book and for a medicinal plant that you can forage easily, dandelion is the one. I would say that dandelion is probably the plant with the longest season of all the plants out there. This one opens up when the weather starts to turn warm, and it's there till way after the first frost and everything. So yeah, it's a very good plant to know. All right, Wendell, turn that volume on.
Do what?
Your volume. We're echoing.
How about now?
Let's see. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
Nope, I'm still there.
Well,
You got
how about now?
Test.
Nope.
How about now?
I'm still echoing. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I got nothing else on.
You're
on my
Android.
phone. How about
Are
now?
you on an Android?
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Okay. How do I fix it?
I think there's something that goes. There's like a known glitch between Messenger and the Android that causes this feedback. So you have to do it a different way.
Can you do it through email again?
Hang on. Let me try something. I'll be back.
okay, Wendell.
We've been windled.
We've been windled. Yeah, I remember when we tried to do the live up in Misty and them's. Remember that?
Right.
When we went to get the camper and all, we kept having that happen on my phone because we sent the link through Messenger or something, and it does that feedback thing or the echo thing. So I don't know how to stop it. That's the problem. But anyway, dandelion, awesome plant. If you do not know how to recognize dandelion, keep in mind that dandelion does not get any more tall than this. Dandelion is a tenacious, stubborn, independent plant. It's the one you'll find growing in the cracks of the sidewalk even. It is determined to grow. And with as many benefits as this plant has, I mean, the list, y'all, this is all the stuff that it treats. Acne, age spots, Alzheimer's, antifungal, antimicrobial, antioxidant, anemia, anxiety, appetite increase, arthritis, astringent. Y'all, I'm just in the A's.
Wow.
And it's 2 pages.
Well, I might not read all of it.
I'm not. That's what I was doing. I was stopping right there. It's 2 pages. So I got to right there, and it's 2 pages. That is how much stuff dandelion actually treats. So this is a very good book. Find Amazon, find Ultimate Dandelion Medicine Book. It will tell you different things to make with it, how to make it, and all the different ways. So enough about dandelion in my book. Wendell is back. Let's try this again.
Okay.
All right.
Are we
Hey, that's
echoing?
much better. No echo.
There we go.
Good. I went out and went straight to StreamYard and came in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's the way you have to do it. I knew there was a workaround, but I could not remember the way to do it.
Yeah.
Sounds good, though. That's good. You doing okay today, Wendell?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out here, trying to figure out what I want to do tomorrow.
You don't know what you're going to get into tomorrow?
Well, I think I'll be going up to 10 Island, do some swimming.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be good.
Nice.
That'd be good.
And then I got to come down there to your house tomorrow night.
That's right. We're having
That's right.
we had fire pit night. So I wish a lot of the rest of these people live close enough where they could come, but They just have to make them a weekend trip here and hang out with us one weekend when we have a campfire, so and everything. But which I know Joe and them kind of got to experience a campfire here, but it wasn't with a bunch of people. It was more just us sitting out here.
It was, but we enjoyed what we had.
Well, you know, I didn't actually catch any of that audio down there at the camp myself.
Okay.
The stuff I got is from Joe and Pat and Justin.
Yeah, Justin. Okay.
Justin.
For some reason, I thought you must have caught it. I didn't realize you were just sending theirs to me. I knew one of them. I knew Pat and Joe's you sent to me. I thought you had caught one, but hey, but I know you heard some stuff, so we'll get into that in a minute. I was gonna let Miss Pat tell us about filet a minute, so I know you all of us want to hear.
I'll back up and let her talk.
Okay. Filet. Filet. We use it to
Filet. Okay, filet.
we use it in our gumbos and stews and things like that for a thickening agent. And we also use it for the taste. Some you can drink, you can make tea out of it. They used to make tea out of it with the roots. I do know that it can also be used for stomach aches. Now, the story behind this is, you see this powder? This is a green powder.
It's crushed out of the leaves of the sassafras.
Right.
There we go.
Sassafras. Okay, the sassafras tree. What you do is you're supposed to collect the leaves. It would be the full moon in September, really, is when they say to harvest. But, and it also has 3 different types of leaves. It has the mitt. There's a mitt. I think Greg has a big one in his mother's yard. It has the regular leaf. And then there's the 3-leaf, which this one's kind of curling up.
We're trying to dry them out, y'all, so we can really get them into it.
We're trying to dry them out. And what we do, you're supposed to really, now the old wives' tale is you're supposed to collect them and like I said, and harvest them in September during the full moon. But there is a man here that has been doing it for many, many years. And he goes to Kisatchie National Forest and he has taught somebody how to do it because he's 81 now. And he collects them in May. He doesn't use the whole branch. He just picks some off of it. You know, that way the leaves continue and it doesn't damage the plant. And what we do is we sprinkle it. Now, here at home, we sprinkle it on our gumbo. And it's just tasty, almost like a spice in a way. It's earthy tasting. But what we do is we collect it and get those mesh bags. And we hang the bag up, put the leaves in, shake it around, dry them out. And then you can use a coffee grinder and you grind it down into a powder when they're all dry. And you may have to get a few stems and stuff out. But it is tasty and it's used here in Louisiana. And it is like gold here to the people.
This was bought like in a bigger jug. And people would use old pony bottles or bigger resealable bottles. They would use half pint bottles for anything. And there'd be people selling this stuff. This was bought and it's been moved over to this jar here, but it was completely full at one time. But we're getting kind of short on it, so you can't just go wild throwing it in the gumbo. So you just wind up putting a little bit in your bowl on top of your gumbo and cover it up with a little light dash of that, and it really brings out the gumbo.
So that's what filet is.
Okay. Love it.
So we're running lower, and we're just trying to pick some up. So I picked some up in Red Dirt when I was out there, so-called turkey hunting.
So I'm always on a hunt for it.
Well, we'll have to Remember that about in September.
Mhm.
We got a lot of sassafras here. A lot of it up on Creepy Mountain, a lot of it down there in the Hollands. It grows pretty good here. The clear cutting has wiped a lot of it out. We used to have big sassafras trees. I'm talking about they were huge, but you know, with all this clear cutting they've done, they've wiped a lot of them out. So we'll have to keep.
Yep.
I know we've had a lot more people come in chat in a few.
My first foraging experience with Mark, I gathered a bunch of the sassafras that they were cutting down on the side of the roads, and I brought it home. And then I got to reading about what to do with it and everything. And of course, you know, the first thing I found was it causes cancer and all this, that, and the other. Yeah. So this was my first foraging experience. And I was like, oh my gosh, it causes cancer. So I threw it on the fire. Well, then I went and did more research.
Right.
And realized that I had wasted all that sassafras that they had cut down. I was so
the roots is different than the leaves. And, you know, that come off a lot of scrub looking trees and smaller, like a regrowth. What was by Wendell's car? It'd been bush hogged over and it was coming back, and that's where we found it before when we was but the plants wasn't that tall. You would have to got ain't no telling how many to get enough to do any good. With that little bit of sack we got over there, we probably will get maybe, I don't know, a few tablespoons maybe. Yeah. Maybe a big serving spoon after it's said and done.
Yep.
I have to go back and look. I just wanted to try it while I could find it. We looked last year up and down, and that's the reason why we talked about it to y'all, because we couldn't find them to save our life. There's plenty.
Well, y'all need to come see us at that time.
Right.
Well,
Greg's mother has a big giant tree.
A lot of things they burn in the national forest, that stuff like that gets burned out. You know,
it does.
If it ain't a big enough tree, it hurts it. So
and if it's kind of a juvenile, what saves you on your deer lease, nobody hardly scared. They wants to burn on that deer lease because they're scared of it. You know, it costs money if you get away from it.
True. Right. I wish they would burn on our deer lease.
Yeah, it would help that place a lot and stuff.
So we got new people in the chat. We got Daryl in.
I've seen Spencer.
Mark
I've seen
Creel, Miss Sherry.
Trisha. Yeah, Trisha. I've seen Mark Creel.
Jeff Yarrington.
Miss Cynthia. I know I've seen a couple of other people earlier, I think.
Spencer, Janelle, David Hughes.
Rock and Rory.
All right.
And Patrick, good to see you. So we've got a good house.
A whole bunch in here.
Oh, yeah. So good to see. Hey, Michael X, good to see you.
You see this, Rebecca?
David. Hey, David.
Dandelion?
Yep.
Tincture. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's cool. Where'd you find that at, Wendell?
Walmart.
Wow.
And this is elderberry.
Very nice. With
vitamin C and zinc.
Very nice. Yeah, a lot of people forget we still need the zinc and the C.
Magnesium, zinc.
David Hughes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mr. Haywood, he come on in. That's good. We got getting a full house here going. Good to see everybody. Miss Rhonda Adams.
What you smiling at there, Pat?
Oh, Michael Haywood.
We got you fixed up, Haywood. just call Miss Rebecca next week and she'll get you right home.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna put you on live.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about them tomatoes and stuff. And anything else grow that
Tennessee
you want.
Cherokee's made it in.
Hey, good to see you.
We're gonna get a custom house.
Well, Mark, I'm gonna go check on that dog while you talk Bigfoot for a second.
Okay. So you want to jump on it? I may have to have you help me. Oh no, it's there.
Set right there. Okay. All you got to do is
start it.
Press play.
Okay.
You can pull it back up into. I don't know how to get it back up. Full screen layout if you want. By clicking right there.
Yeah, and then start play. Okay.
Yeah, and press that.
Did you copy the ones I got on my Facebook that I made loud enough to hear?
I did not.
No, I got the one that Spencer sent me from Justin.
Okay.
Right. Those
Yeah,
are.
it's probably
Spencer had some
Uh,
pretty good
it's pretty
cleanups.
good. But the one that Wendell
Mhm.
cleaned up was pretty
Yeah,
good too.
and I'll be honest, I haven't done much because I just came home and downloaded the one right before the video, even. So,
You don't want to hear it
Pretty
anyway.
decent.
It's creepy.
oh, I don't. Oh, was
It's
it creepy? Oh, let me go get.
Well, I
this
know there.
comment off of there.
What's that? What was
I have to
said?
get the comment off.
Oh,
Hey, Elijah.
Get a recorder out. I'd like to know if they was throwing out.
Elijah. Elijah.
oh me. Well, as everybody knows, we had a I guess you call it a small Alabama meet and greet down at Hollins Wildlife Management Area, which is 12 miles from here. Joe and Pat's been there several times with us, and over the years, Pat Rance has been there a lot. There's been a lot of people. Mr. Paul, Stephen. I think this was your first time, Wendell, being down there.
Yeah.
I know it's first time for Michael and Greg and a lot of other people that came, and Justin. But I know we had a very good outing. There's no doubt about it. Very positive. Everybody, good food. Had a very good time. But like I said,
Oh, we lost
Wendell
him.
disappeared on me.
Uh-oh, we'll bring him back.
He must have to go take care of something. He'll be back in a minute. During that weekend, there's a lot of audio caught. I know some of this was discussed on Woodwalkers this past Sunday.
Mhm.
And also Roger has talked about a lot of what he caught that Saturday night, why our live was going on and everything. But I wanted to put a little more emphasis back on Thursday night, Friday,
Mhm.
Right.
because those were some very good vocals of something. Me personally, in my opinion, I feel it was a booger with a dog reacting to a dog, but I might be wrong on that. But that's my opinion. And I know Spencer, he would agree with me probably on that one, and I think Justin does too. And I know y'all probably kind of feel that way too. But like we're saying, we don't know exactly what it was because we didn't see it making that. But I'm pretty sure it was not a fox.
No,
Because
nothing like none I ever heard.
I've never
Uh,
heard.
I've never heard that
heard of
sound in
fox.
general.
I've never heard a fox
They didn't.
make that type of racket. Number two, Spencer said it was a lot lower than a fox because he looked at it on his spectrogram. So, but anyway, and also there's a big crash or something happens during this audio that I don't know what the world. I mean, it's all during this, and of course, I know y'all caught a lot more stuff off and on the whole weekend, and Justin did too, and then of course we were hearing things. I know Joe was hearing something that
That little
ran
tap
behind.
from the trailer, and I heard
Yeah.
something run across the. Well, I don't ain't sure that was Thursday night.
That was Saturday night.
Yeah, the
Right.
run across, and when you seen it was Saturday. The tapping on the deal was Friday night because that's the night they went and waited up with you at the campfire for your company to come. And
Right.
I went back to the camper first, and so you had seen something Saturday night. You thought about a camper. I'd heard something about a camper. That was there, and neither one of us I got a definite anything on it, but yours was a lot better sighting in it than my audio of something running behind a camper. But it makes the story all together. I mean, it ties stuff together that I
It
wasn't
does.
just there and you wasn't just there. We both had things going on.
Right. And I know, then Superfly had the growl, and then all of a sudden, just a few seconds later, were long, deep howls from back toward the mountain. And then, of course, it stirred up the coyotes, and that's what Roger, was able to capture. And just he happened to be at the right spot at the right time. During the live, we were hearing some stuff. I think Wendell even pointed that out because he was kind of standing in behind me and Rebecca, and he said, "There's something going off in yonder." And then, a few minutes later is when the coyotes went off, and we recognized them. And then it wasn't too much longer when Roger came back and said, "Hey, we got, we think we just caught something." So, and before I forget, everybody be in prayer for those folks in Tennessee, North Alabama, and wherever else. Our nation's really getting pounded left and right in places with floods and tornadoes and bad, severe weather. And I mean, I see EF1 went through. I know I seen some stuff with trees down around, and even down in here, we didn't have no tornadoes, but I seen last night it was 48,000 people in my area without power last night. So,
wow.
And it even where I worked at, first time where that place has been there, our power got knocked off at work, and we caught the devil all night. So, because you can imagine the robots and automation did not like it. So, we had a time last night, but it's the first time it's ever happened to that plant, and we don't know why.
Y'all have backup power for it, Mark?
Well, I mean, the power came back on, but it was off just enough to mess everything up. So
that's the way it is.
We run around like chickens with our heads cut off for about 5 hours. So trying to get that place back up and get everything straight. So, technology is very nice when it's running right, but buddy, when it fails, woo, boy, it gives you a rough time. So, I hope that don't happen again.
The electricians is the one catches it too. I mean, with all those drives have to be reset.
Oh yeah.
Once you blink, sometimes it's worse than actually going out and staying off for a little bit.
Right.
Because some of them reset themselves, then come back online when you get your power back. But it's a booger when it goes out.
It is, and of course, where I'm at, even though I'm more of a millwright, I have to help with electrical, and because I do small electrical work, and so I mean, I was having to be right in there with them, helping getting stuff back going, and so, but it's we finally got it going, and everything's good. So, okay, cool.
Yeah, we need to go see that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry about that. I had something come up.
No problem, Wendell. No problem. We was just talking a little bit about the different things that went on over the weekend, and about what Joe and Pat and what Justin, captured that Friday morning. But it was coinciding with a lot of the other stuff that was going on, during the weekend, different things that went on.
Right.
And,
Yeah, from all the audio that they captured, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wendell, did you keep your door open the whole night? Most
Do what
nights?
now?
Do you keep your door open most nights in your car?
No. I'd crank it up, let it cool off, and shut the door back.
Okay. I didn't know. We didn't go by and look when you was trying to rest. And I just curious.
Yeah, every now and then I'd kick the door open just to breathe a little bit and see what I can hear. And like Sunday morning, at 4 o'clock when I got up and had to go to the restroom when I heard my 2 howls.
Right. Okay.
Now
Okay.
that was, what morning was that, Wendell?
That was Sunday morning.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
Sunday
there was
morning-
a lot. There was a lot that happened
We didn't
on the
even have
Thursday night, just in the when everybody wasn't there. I can the backstory is on that is there were only 4 of us there. There was only everybody's. Oh,
All right.
okay. There was only 4 of us there at the time, so it was a great opportunity to be able to put a recorder out because this way it isn't corrupted with a lot of noise or people walking through at different hours of the night, which made it great.
Right, and that's one thing that that when I heard that, I knew it was just y'all there.
Right,
That time of morning. That time of morning too is very, very little human activity in that area. Probably, I mean,
right.
There's no houses right in there. So
exactly.
Hey, Flat Rock.
Hey, Flat Rock.
Y'all catching that, and when I first listened to it, I thought it was a dog or something trying to bark like a dog. Then it would go into a hollering.
Right.
And then, but as I got to going back listening to it more, because when I was at work, I had some ear pods I use at work, and I put them on, and it was real quiet that night, and I played it over and over for a while, and then I realized, I said, this is 2 different things going on here. And then Spencer backed it up with me yesterday talking that,
Well, Thursday night, I actually fell asleep and slept pretty hard that night. I didn't hear nothing.
Right.
Well, we didn't go to bed. Oh, okay. We didn't go to bed until 2 a.m. We sat outside our camper. And I think Wendell went to bed maybe about 1:30 or 1 o'clock. Mr. Paul stayed until 12:30 before he had to leave for work. So he was gone. And Wendell had went to bed, and it was just Justin, Joe, and myself in there. And we were outside till around 2 a.m.
I think I went to bed about 10.
Not that night, we didn't. Y'all were eating at 10, probably.
Yes.
Thursday night.
Yes.
So you didn't get that jambalaya out there well after dark.
Yes.
Justin was probably still carrying around his plate.
Yeah.
Well, I may have been wrong about my timing, but I thought I went to bed pretty early.
Oh, no, you didn't.
It was later than you think.
It was later, yes.
Okay.
And the thing is what I
did. A lot of
did.
sleeping in your chair.
Yes. And he's up and down too now I started the recorder at 11:30 and Wendell was still up then. So and Justin had played some of his things that he brought with him. And he said, well, this usually gets the coyotes stirred up. And the coyotes were right there close to us. And they sounded like regular coyotes. You couldn't tell the difference right then.
Right.
I didn't hear anything unusual or anything. A little later on, right before we went to bed and everything, a bird come through there. One of the whippoorwills come through. It sounded a little odd starting out. And it was right on top of us. And it only stayed there for a couple minutes. And it stopped. I didn't hear anything fly off or anything either. But that doesn't mean anything.
Can't hardly hear him fly like that.
Right. So that really doesn't mean anything. But I had other things on that recorder that night. I had placed the recorder on top of my Blackstone and about halfway the length of my camper. I had it underneath my kitchen window, and it was covered also by an awning. But when we went to bed around, like I said, 2 a.m., I moved it into my chair, into my cup holder. But what I got was on the recorder, I would say maybe 30 minutes after we went in and settled down and things got quiet, I could hear pebbles hitting the Blackstone. That was the only thing metal I had there. Now, I don't know what it is with these pebbles here, but I don't see pebbles don't fall out of trees. I know the difference when there's debris falling out of the trees, but I got them hitting the camper.
Mm-hmm. The only time we've ever retrieved them is when I put it in that bay that night. It red dirt, and it actually was dropped inside the bay, so it was able to be found pretty easily.
Right. And I put there's like a giggle ball. It's a pet toy, and mine glows in the dark. And when you move it, when you throw it or move it, it starts giggling and making a noise. So I always bring that with me. And when I remember, I try and put it out. Well, I put it out, and I had it. Do you remember that, Wendell? Correct?
I remember seeing it. Yes.
Okay, and hearing that noise. Okay, when I was throwing it. Okay, well, I had set it in the middle, right there, on the rug, so the wind wouldn't have moved it, and we didn't have any wind. And it moved because I could hear it on the recorder. Yeah, it was in a position where the wind wouldn't pick it up and move
only
it.
Slightly moved.
And it was slightly moved. That's it.
When it started making noise, whatever was touching it or whatever happened, it backed away from it, left it alone. It was still in the middle of the carpet the next morning. I moved it out of the way so nobody would fall over it getting out of the trailer, but it was still sitting there. Now, like we're telling Spencer, and we were probably talking the other night about it, I said, now we'd have took that mat we got like y'all got and then put something, maybe something sand or something underneath it where you can see impressions. If something walked on that mat, you would be able to see what's going on, and that would be something they probably ain't used to seeing. But, you know, with the mat being all crinkled up and holes and everything like it was at that particular camp out, it's pretty ragged to keep it straight anyway.
Right.
Was there any rocks on or pebbles on the mat?
No.
I never found none.
Weird.
I mean,
no. But I had another whole side of the camper or whatever in the roof as well. It's just odd to be able to hear that. I don't know if it's a click, maybe something that can be done, which is kind of like a vocal. I don't know. I've heard that many people get that sound and they walk out expecting their whole area when they walk out the door to be littered with pebbles, and there's nothing there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
We've heard crazy stuff up on Creepy Mountain. It would sound like metal, like something hitting a tin can for a while, and it'd go on for a while, and then it'd quit. And then we'd hear a thumping noise. It'd be thump, 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 and this would go on for a while, then it just quit. And Pat can, in fact, there's old Pat Rance in here. So he's heard that tin can and the thumping up there at Creepy Mountain. So and everything. So
and I also got, here's something I got that was very interesting is there was something close to the recorder right outside the door. And it was something that sounded like if you took a bite out of an apple.
Yeah. Yes.
Which was
I
weird.
heard that. I thought. If you sent me a few more, yeah.
Okay, I have that on my recorder. I also have, and I think Justin might have sent that to you, of something that was banging. This was before we got the first set of vocals.
Yeah, I remember hearing something, pa, 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 pa.
Yes, I have that too. That was closer to me than it was Wendell and Justin.
Okay. Yeah, that was very, well, I tell you, that wind's got a little cool.
Why do you think I went and got jackets?
That cool front's moving in here. But, oh, yeah, people's talking about the Aurora lights. I forgot about that.
Tonight. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, so that's
yeah, they've been talking about what causes it and everything.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, I know Michael X mentioned that we're supposed to have some solar flares or solar storms coming in, so internet and all that will probably get disrupted some tomorrow. So,
Hmm.
I tell you, we've having some strange things going.
I
Hey, Mark.
changed over here again.
Do you know if
Well,
there's
now,
any wolves in Talladega?
I haven't heard of any wolves in Talladega. Talk about Talladega National Forest.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of any wolves out there, but you don't know what the National Forest Service has done. They may have went turned some red wolves loose or something, but I haven't heard anybody mention them or anybody bring that up or anything.
Well, I was just wondering if that might have been what we heard on some of them recordings. If there was some
Well,
wolves in the area.
well, like Spencer said, some of this did not match
Hmm.
a canine, or he said it was not in there. It was more in the human range. What caught his
Yes.
attention.
That's what gets
And
Oh,
me.
wow. I
Yeah.
missed
It
that
has
part.
the symbol of a
Yeah.
human type voice.
Yeah.
Like that
And you,
ah sounded.
well, I'll tell you, me and Justin talked about this, and this is what we
Hmm.
said. Now, I mean, this is just our opinion, of course. He thinks it was a juvenile Bigfoot. He said that in his mind, that's what he thought it was maybe a juvenile. A dog come up, and the dog went to barking, and he went to answering the dog back. Basically, what we think was happening. But I mean, we can't prove that. We didn't see it, but
Yeah.
that's what we're thinking. But I mean, that's all we can do is have an opinion on it. But I think it is very well worth going further with it to
Yes.
somebody that
Yes.
really knows wildlife sounds and knows this stuff. And I think there's some people out there, you may already probably know their names,
Hmm.
that might could look at that and really give y'all, and then y'all could tell us, hey, this is what he thinks this was,
Hmm.
So, because I mean,
to try to get it to somebody. We just been
Yeah.
working. She's been working with diligently trying to get.
Yeah, it's Audacity. I'm not real computer savvy to start with, and
well, I ain't either, so don't feel bad.
I got it. I have it
Absolutely.
all up on Audacity. I have it all up and everything. I can narrow the area, narrow it all down and everything.
Thank you, Deborah.
I can't get it clipped. I can't get it clipped so I can send it out in an email. You heard me, Spencer. I can't get it clipped to send it in an email. I can put it up on Audacity and get everything else. Now Joe said something that made some sense too about it being an animal as well. Is what you guys are hearing and what the recording that you have isn't the only recording.
Right.
There's other ones.
It's a pile of recordings.
And there's a couple that they're so hard to get that, I mean, you can't hardly pull them up because there's some distance there. Now, there's a time frame on that as well. If any kind of predator or anything like that, like Joe said, they're not going to give away their location.
That's what's so weird. It just does things in the same area for a while, but it does go long. I mean, it starts moving around or something else is doing it, but they give away their position. You would think, packs of coyotes move quickly. They don't stay in one spot unless they got a kill on the ground or something, and then they cutting up. Usually the male does the killing, and the female and the assistant sisters and all bring the pups in, and then they get to eating and cutting up.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I agree. In my opinion,
Mhm.
I don't think the hollering, and I call it more of a holler than I do a howl because it's more,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's got that ah sound to it.
Yeah, we can play it if y'all want ready. We can go ahead and play it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and play it. I know some people have done heard it, but
It's gonna be Justin's just like.
It's the only one I got.
It's fine.
Play it one more time, baby, again.
This is more of it.
Oh,
What happened there?
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh, Justin put a thing with it. Okay.
okay. Right. Yeah,
That
there
is property. And for everybody, I know everybody, I ain't worried about everybody in this chat, but that what Joe and Pat got is their property, and what Justin got is his property. So y'all remember that. With
right.
I did have permission from Justin to use that. So I tell you what, let me light this lantern real quick, and because it's getting dark out here, we get that thing going a minute. Babe, keep them entertained.
Keep them entertained, huh?
I told you that was creepy.
Yeah, it is. That
Now,
was.
those don't sound like that. We don't hear.
I didn't realize it was long. I thought it was just that first little section. I didn't realize it kept going.
There's 3 of them.
That's just 3 on that. 3 on that little broke down area, but
There's other ones.
she's got what
Right.
2 hours per file, and it's like 4 or 5 files of those things all throughout the night.
Well,
I
like
caught a whistle and a knock on one she sent me.
They got all. She's got all kind of stuff.
I also, I forgot to say,
Hey, babe, put out the one that's flaming so bad.
I also got a whistle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I got it. So that was like a really clear whistle. The ones I've ever heard before, they always sounded like it was through their teeth. This sounded like pursed lips, which was
Oh, wow.
and what was really great, there was only 4 of us there, and 2 of us were together. So if it wasn't you, Wendell, and it wasn't Justin,
if it was me, I was doing it in my sleep.
yeah, it's somebody, it's something, it's something.
I don't think Justin even got the whistle, did he?
No, he didn't even get
That's
the whistle.
pretty close to us. It had to be.
It was right. I could tell it was relatively close. We had things hanging out around. We had something just messing around outside the camper.
Well, but we were all around the camper too at one time. Everybody that was there Thursday night came down to the camper and sit around, and you served them supper and all that kind of thing. We fellowship for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is what is odd is, Rebecca, you would probably know, you can't. It's different in a camper on hearing something outside than it is in a tent. You don't. I have missed several things just by camping in a camper.
Yeah, because you've got walls and stuff. It's like being in a house. Not quite as bad as being in a house, but it's definitely like being inside something. Whereas a tent, there's nothing blocking at all.
No, but it's
no.
I wouldn't trade a camper for a tent because we still have just gobs of stuff going on. And
yeah, I wouldn't trade that camper for a tent anymore now either.
No.
I'm just saying, don't let that deter you. They used to hearing whatever, and we let stuff bother us worse than they let stuff bother them. They used to see people, and it's like an LBL.
That's why I stay in my car.
Here, 100, 200 people, they don't care. They see them every other weekend. It might be a group roll up in there.
Well, a few weeks before the meet and greet, when me and Rebecca was up there, 3 weeks before?
Yeah.
There's a big bunch of Jeep people that were camped out there at Coat Holler, and they had that whole thing just like us, packed full.
Right.
And, it was probably about the same amount as us. And I mean, they had the Jeeps, and when they was more piling in as me and her pulled out of there that day around dinner. So they was having a big
mufflers and all that.
Huh?
They probably had them Jeeps with loud mufflers and all that.
Probably did.
Market stuff on them and everything, so they could go down that hollow over there where they run the Jeeps at.
Thank you, PJ. I'm happy Mother's Day to you and all the mothers out there. So
that's why I put it on the screen.
And the fathers that are mother that help be a mother.
There is a lot of fathers.
You ever go look at that tree?
Do what, Wendell?
You're breaking up, Wendell.
I said, you ever go look at that tree?
No, I haven't had time to get down there, but I need to get back down there.
You really do.
I really want to carry a recorder back down there on a Friday evening or a Saturday evening and leave it all night and go back and retrieve it the next morning to see if we could maybe catch that again. It'd be well worth doing it to see, if that would pop up again. Maybe go past right by where y'all were camped or something. Pat and Joe put it out right there because it is kind of on top of a little hill. And, it might pick up everything going back up, toward the mountain there. So, well, I'm pretty sure in my beliefs, opinion, that was a booger at the end of them barks. And I think he is answering a dog back what I think was happening or whatever was barking at him. That's the only way I can really point at in that direction. But I may be wrong. If y'all get it to somebody and they know all these animal sounds, they may come back and say, well, so that's all we can do. But I'm going to say it's very good audio. It reminds me a lot of the stuff that Adam Bass
to me. Now, I ain't really
on Creepy Mountain a lot. So, and that's what struck me. When y'all sent that to me and I heard it, the first place I thought about was a hunting club because I've heard that same thing from her.
So have I.
So it wasn't the first time hearing something that was very close to that. So
we don't get as much stuff down here as y'all do by no means. Put Collins and Creepy Mountain together, y'all get a lot of vocals, and ours is reduced to knocks and whistles and a little bit of. They do a lot of messing around at the camper, but they don't do a lot of vocals.
Right.
They're just not as many.
Right. So it was just it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. It was great company. I really enjoyed myself. Another thing is too, Justin did say that he believed that came from more east, which would have been down towards the abandoned tent
area.
Okay. So he thinks it come from in that area in there. Okay.
Yeah. Up probably. Yeah. I'm around there somewhere. But where we were camped out, which was great, was a great in between spot.
And our vocals is all hampered by what side they're on that trailer and that canopy, because it's catching sound and as well as keeping us away from hearing fine details that he was picking up. Right. We were getting the but we weren't getting the bark on the front of it. And hardly at all.
Okay. Well, you need to go do it.
You never would have known been there if you wouldn't have. Nearby.
I'll keep it going. Y'all excuse Rebecca. She's gonna go take care of the dog again in a minute. Well, it's like if you were sitting where y'all's camper is, looking back toward where that old abandoned tent, across the road, back in there is where a lot of vocals come from. It's down in a big creek bottom.
That's where I saw some of that too.
That's where a lot of that's where a lot of stuff come from. And then kind of straight in behind y'all toward the mountain
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
a little bit toward the right, a little bit is where a
Okay.
lot of stuff comes from. And there's no roads in there. If you go in there, you've got to walk in there. That's
Right.
the only way you get in there.
That's right where Superfly got blasted, somewhere right in that
Yeah.
area you're talking about.
Right. Well, Jody said she had gone down there before with someone else, a while back, quite a while back, and took her down there, and she saw some kind of crazy things down in there. She said structures and some different things.
Yeah. Michael said he mentioned in here. I ain't got my person to run a computer. She'll be right back. But yeah, that is, Mr. Towle was going to some private land that was not far away, and actually it is south of where we were at, on some private land. When he would come here, he would spend some time on Creepy Mountain. Then he'd go down there and spend some time down there, and that same creek that comes from the hunters camp. In fact, two creeks meet right below the hunters camp and form another creek that's a lot bigger. And that same creek was the creek that went through those people's property.
Right.
And them boogers were there on them people's property. Those boogers was giving them people fits for a while. They was climbing up on their house, their trailers, hollering and screaming at them. Then they finally just quit it all. But from there to where we was at is probably 2 or 3 miles.
Oh, that's far?
So that's not far.
No.
For something to travel. And that's all flat bottom in there along that creek. It's a very beautiful area to hunt. I've squirrel hunted in there a lot. And it's big, pretty hardwoods, hadn't been cut in years. And it's just a real pretty creek bottom all the way down through there. And it's very squatchy looking. So, we already know there's boogers there at that place. There's no doubt because people have seen them there in the past. And a lot of stuff's went on at that place. And not far away from it, too. So, you take a 3 or 4 mile radius, there's been other stuff seen at different places. So, and y'all know as well as I do, you come in there and go to camp, they get interested. They're curious. And I know that campground don't get used like it used to, but you still have a lot of people coming in there doing the one night camp outs. Right. They'll come in, camp one night, then leave. And that's what was strange, that night that y'all were there, there was 2 other campers back toward the front end, and they took off before daylight.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of strange. And they would have been a little closer to it than y'all would have, whatever that racket was.
Could have been. I mean, it's hard to you can't course it with one, but between Justin and us, you could pretty much tell kind of where it was coming from.
Yeah, and I'm still wondering what the big crash noise was. I mean, I mean that was just a big whoosh, whatever it was, and I mean, and the other thing I get at is, like I mentioned on Woodwalkers the other day, was you never heard gravel popping of a car going down the road.
No.
Look, I'm gonna have to get out of here. I'll catch you in the chat.
Okay, Wendell.
Appreciate you coming on, Wendell. I'll see you tomorrow night if nothing don't happen.
Talk to you later.
All right, Mark. We hung up. Are you still going?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Okay.
I was giving Wendell time to back out a minute.
The only thing we can do is put out what we can catch. Right now we just trying to confirm what we can. But that's all we can do is we didn't, we just caught what we caught it. We put stuff out so we could try to pick up some audio, and we were just lucky to get what we got. And I mean, I know a lot of people got mixed emotions about audio and video and all that, but for us, we're not trying to shove anything down anybody's throat or anything. We're just putting out there what we got, I'd love to have better confirmation of everything that anybody ever gets as far as that goes. But we're just doing the best we can for what we got to work with, which is we're behind times on all this audio stuff anyway. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I mean, that's all you can do, Joe. It's just like when you put out pictures, all you can do is say, hey, look, here's something I caught.
Right.
You can take it either way you want to. And that's all you can. And same way with the audio, but at least we're trying. We are trying. I mean, y'all are trying. You're trying with the audio. I'm not a very big on audio. I need to be. I need to really be recording a lot because ain't no telling what I would have on these recorders here at the house or Creepy Mountain.
You could put them inside the shop and stick them in an open window or something.
Yeah,
you could have all. Right.
Yeah, there's no telling, but overall, I would say every bit of that is worth going further with.
Definitely, I agree.
I would say really, I would go on further with it just to clarify what you got, and I know that'd help y'all's feelings, you know, but you know, given that place already has a lot of activity, I mean, it points in that direction, you know. So
we ran recorders over there before when we was kind of just us and Rand or somebody was there early before the group got there, and that's by far the most audio. The whole thing was a work. Any one weekend we ever had, I don't know if it's because it was greened out like it was, or they were moved back in there from feeding somewhere else, or that's their baby zone or whatever. I don't know, but that is about as much audio as we ever caught there personally while we was there.
Right. Yeah, it was. I don't know what Lori. I know Lori was running recorders last few times she was there, and I don't know what all she captured. I never did get to find out from her.
I don't know
what all she captured them last few times she was there, and I can't remember if Janelle was running one or not. And and see, Pat, same way I am. Old Pat Rance, he don't run a recorder much, and if he did, ain't no telling what he'd have from Creepy Mountain. So
he doesn't listen to them. He told me.
Oh, he's got recordings. He just don't ever look at them.
Well, yeah.
Right.
So,
he's busy. He's a busy man.
Well, I tell you, it's a time-consuming thing. I know you spend a lot of time listening to that, and then you've got to go back and try to put the time frames with it, and I mean that's a lot of work, and that's what
it's way more work than setting them out. Setting them out, we try to get the best stuff that works good for her. Then we try to set it up a little drop box. And getting them out, it's about getting them in a place and getting there to it, getting them in a place. But it's way more work if you actually catch something. That's like we're still going over this trying to make heads or tails of what we got. And we'll be continuing doing it. It's way more work after you get something. The ones you don't get nothing on, well, that's okay. You just kind of like clean it up and go on to the next one. But when you get stuff, it's way more work on the back side, seems like it is on the front side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of work to it. The videoing, there's a lot of work to it, too.
Yes.
And, I mean, I really appreciate when y'all caught what you caught in my videos and what Miss Bama caught. And other people have caught stuff before and pointed it out to me that I didn't pay no attention to it until somebody brought it to my attention. And that's what it's about. It's all about us working together and sharing evidence or sharing things. And that's what I love about everybody, this, Woodwalkers, us, Squatch and Holler and Beast and a few others and Chris, and we don't mind sharing stuff with each other.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you might have never heard this what we got. I mean, it ain't all ironclad yet, but we're putting it out there.
Well, another thing I would like to say while I have the opportunity, I wanted to thank you, especially you and Spencer, for all your support, because in the past, and Chris Reinhardt, because in the past, I had no one to send that stuff to or to be able to communicate with. That said, oh, no, you don't hear anything, or wouldn't even answer you, that I feel comfortable enough that I know that you'll listen to it and give us an honest opinion. That's the
Right.
first thing I did, is send it to you and say, listen to this, Mark.
Right.
And I want to thank you for that. Thank you for all of your support, yours and Spencer's support, both of you, with listening to anything, which is great because you're not blowing us off.
Right.
I mean, sometimes
Yeah,
we catch
I've
something.
listened to stuff that Flat Rock sent me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other folks have sent me stuff, and definitely there's something in them, in those audios. Some of them I can't really say what they are, but there's definitely something there. And in fact, Flat Rock sent me one a few weeks ago, and I meant to talk to him at the camp at the meet and greet, but I didn't get a chance to about that, and I need to call him back and talk about that a little bit. But
yes,
that was he caught something interesting. It's and that's all. I mean, that's all you can do is do the audio, listen to it, put it out there for people, and then they just have to make up their mind what they think, and then
Get over here, sister.
What is she getting that tore up about?
Come here.
Well, Flat Rock ran audio some of the weekend too.
Leave it. Come
thermal.
here.
He ran his thermal some of the weekend too on that tripod out there in the woods. I don't know what he caught, but he did run it.
I hadn't heard back from him on that, so I don't know if he got anything or not. I really don't know. So I don't know what she's doing. Y'all, hold on, man. Dog freaking out, went running towards something.
Oh no!
Get over here.
Well, she's doing what she's supposed to do. She's letting us know something there.
Chasing a chicken.
The chicken is dark, babe.
They ought to be on the dang up on the roost by now.
She's busy. She's busy. Yes. Now,
I just don't want to get in trouble.
Right. What's really odd is, compared to the first night, that's why I was so adamant about, I got to get a recorder out, and I wanted to wait as long as possible. And because we stayed at that location by ourselves Sunday night as well. And so far, what I've just done a light skim through the audio, and I don't even get a pin drop for Sunday night. Not even Sunday night, Monday morning. I don't even hear. I put the recorder out. I put 2 recorders out at 7:45.
You know,
it's just like that time you and Joe stayed here.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've listened to that several times. I'm going to tell you, there's some crazy stuff goes on. But now, of course, you got the chickens, you got the rabbits doing their things. And, of course, now we have thinned the roosters out. But
a little too much, actually.
Do what now?
A little too much, actually.
What do you mean?
The roosters.
Oh, yeah. So
horrible hatch rate now.
But it was there was definitely some weird sounds going on during the night. That
you have them there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's no doubt. And I went out there and did a measurement the other day where I seen that in the wood line. It was anywhere from 6.5 to 7 foot tall, whatever it was. So by judging the limb where the head was, and when I went to looking at the limb that was shaking, that me and Rebecca both witnessed, it had to be standing back in there behind that tree, reaching around, grabbing that limb, because I kept looking in there.
Right.
And that limb was about 9 foot off the ground coming out the top of the tree. So if it was around 7 foot tall, it'd be able to reach up to, grab 9 foot. So, and right there where it's at, there's like a pretty good trail coming in there. So something is using that area. And in fact, I got scared half to death when I walked out there. Up in the bushes is my neighbor's corner fence, and it's gray colored. And when I first walked up there, I glanced and seen a big blob of gray in there, and I said, "Oh Lord, I'm stepping on top of something." And then my eyes caught the fence. I said, "Lord of mercy!"
Oh wow!
Because it was about the same color. So, but I did go back and measure that, and whatever it was had to be in, in the 7-foot range. So,
wow.
We've got some hoot owls carrying on behind us now.
The hoot owls?
Yeah, they carrying on, but bird dogs getting stirred up about something. I don't know, sister, you got to get down. You getting too heavy, girl.
The recorders do tell you a lot, and they don't have to be the big expensive recorders in order to work and have good sound. Now, Chris Reinhardt turned me on to the Zoom, and I have the 1HN or something, H1 something.
Like
anyway,
$60 a piece. That one's would be bad, I believe.
and they're running them on sale, and they're rather cheap, and the audio is very clear and crisp on them a lot of times. So. And audio does tell you a lot. We have learned a lot of things from audio. So it's kind of a pain or whatever to initially put out, but it's worth it. It really is.
Sometimes we get audio right there with us that we may not even pick up on it. It pick up on it, we go back and listen and have more than we thought. You never know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
right.
Y'all caught a ton of more stuff than just besides that one thing,
Yes.
The hollering.
Yeah.
I mean, the
A
tapping, the whistle, something fooling with these owls is wearing it out behind us right now. One of them's doing it laughing. You can hear it in there. Ha, 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 ha.
Like 4 different
ones.
Yeah, 4 of them going at about one time. But maybe what got everything stirred up around here a minute.
Could be that thumping, Mark, and the rocks is just all night long, and thump.
Yeah.
And some of it, and like I said, some of it is hitting the camper. It's just that we're not hearing it inside.
Right.
A lot of times I don't hear that. There's only twice that I've actually heard things outside.
Right.
But just like when I lay down, and y'all were still at the camp up there by the fire, and I heard the taps that sounded on the trailer. It had to be pretty close, whatever it was. I would have never heard it no harder than it hit. I mean, it was just real light, what I was hearing.
Right.
It just let me know something was out there.
Mm-hmm.
The owls, I can't tell from here. I have a big creek bottom behind my house. And they're a good piece back in there. They're not real close, so it's kind of hard to tell if they're at ground level or if they're up higher right now. Sometimes they will get up right here, right behind the house, and I can really tell. But they've shut up now.
Tree and they'll still cut up. They don't have to be. They'll get down low too at times.
Oh yeah, they Well, I know some folks have left chat, so any of y'all that's left, good night, and some people have come in. I've seen Anthony and Miss Diane. And
we sure thank y'all for stopping by.
Oh, yeah. And I know we'll do a prayer list here in just a minute.
Outdoor guy.
Yeah, Anthony's come in, and I hope I hadn't messed with Duty Bird. And by the way,
came in and left.
Huh?
Sharon came in.
Okay, she's gone, and I know seen Spencer leave, but
Diane is recovering from her eye surgery.
Right. Okay.
So she's in the chat.
Okay.
She wanted to.
And hey, everybody, y'all remember Miss Christie? She's in the hospital too. While I got it on my brain.
Oh, she's in the hospital.
Okay. Yeah, she's in the hospital. So y'all keep her in prayer. And we'll go over it here in just a minute. Gonna say something. Oh yeah, why y'all? Why?
It makes a crow sound instead of owl sound.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
while I'm at it,
Oh,
Miss
that's
Connie Wills is in here tonight, and she has a channel. She has 2 channels. I think they're under her name, and also she has Blue Rock, and she does also, I think, a coast to coast program on the weekends. I think she used to. If I can remember correctly. Connie, you still in there? You can tell everybody what you got real quick if you want
Vanilla
to.
Gorilla.
And y'all go check her stuff out. She used to come to Creepy Mountain with me and Pat, and everything. So, you know, she's experienced some of that stuff has happened up there over the years. So, yeah. So, okay. So I got them all. Okay, good. So, yeah, I think she does coast to coast on the weekends. I've listened to a few of them when I've had time to, you know, tune in and stuff. And so y'all go check her stuff out. She's a Kentucky girl, so y'all check her stuff out. Not too far from you where you grew up.
Hold
Pat,
on.
so-
Mr. Jim cut his arm.
Oh wow.
that ain't good. That ain't good.
Oh, my
Pretty
goodness.
bad this week. All right, so we got to keep
Yep.
Mr. Jim in prayer. I
And
seen
Sherry.
Sherry in earlier.
Wow.
And Greg got a good checkup this week. So I know a lot of y'all probably seen that on Facebook. So,
And I got an update on Gypsy because everybody's asked.
okay. So Greg's doing a lot better. I seen Mark D in the chat a while ago, so I'm hoping he's doing a lot better. Keep Miss Christie, Miss Diane, Miss Cynthia, keep Mr. Gary Spikes. I hope I ain't missing nobody. I know,
My boss.
huh?
My boss.
Your boss, okay. And I know there's a lot
No
of
name, just my boss.
there's some unspoken repairs tonight, so we'll just leave them under that unspoken repair list. 'Cause I had several more ask me about that, so we'll get to that. Okay, PJ, we sure will. We'll keep you in prayer too. So,
Hey.
all right, Mr. Craig, we sure will. So, and you know, when anybody else needs prayer, just pop it up there real quick. And so, okay, good, Connie. That's good. Y'all go check her stuff out. She has some interesting folks on and stuff and everything. So y'all go check her stuff out. Well, best thing to do is just see if you can get that to somebody when you can. And
I'm
let
gonna
them-
work on it. I'm working
let
on
them-
it tonight again.
She's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just hopefully when y'all get it, we'll hear something good from it and see how it works and everything. And y'all be praying for me. I've cut out sugar this week. I hadn't had sugar since Wednesday.
Ooh.
And
That's good. Hang in there, Mark.
I've done good. Now I'll tell you, I'm kind of going up and down. I'm having them DTs, you know. So,
Ooh.
and so because usually when I do it without sugar, I start losing weight. Usually to start, and after about 2 weeks, it'll really start falling off. When I pretty much just leave sugar out of my diet, usually it'll start going. So, because I got to get this gut back off of me and everything. So, and yeah, we'll keep you in prayer too, Bobby. We sure will. And, yeah, I'll have to have Connie on sometime, Pat. I've got to get some more on. I tell you, I've got a back list and that I've got to start getting some of these folks on that said they would,
Good.
you know, everything. So, yeah, no more moon pies, Debbie cakes. But I tell you what runs me is I get at work, and used to, only way you could get something was go to our cafeteria. That's where they kept the candy machines and the Coke machine. Well, they had Coke machines on the floor. But to get any of something like the sugar stuff, they had to go to the cafeteria, and that's where you had to consume it too. Well, they came in and put these little markets in each department now. So you can go in this little room and, you know, it's full of candy and tater chips and, of course, about everything bad for you. Most of it in there ain't none of it good for you. And, you know, it's easy to buy that candy bar, you know, that Milky Way or that Reese cup or that Snickers, you know. Yeah, I had the divorce. It's rough. It's rough. But I hope in doing that and getting in the summertime where I start working outside more and sweating, I help start dropping it off too.
Good.
A guy told me one time one of the worst times to start trying to diet or do anything is in the winter, because your body craves carbs in the winter, you know, because it's trying to stay warm. And he said, you know, if you're going to start a diet, you need to wait till about spring when, you know, it starts getting hot, and then cut stuff out. And he said, you'll do a lot better, you know, because you'll drink a lot more water, which water helps fill you up quicker and stuff. So, so that's what I'm on, you know, set my sights on. So, has anybody got any questions in the chat they want to ask?
I got to go back and answer those about Gypsy.
About Gypsy. We'll do that real quick. And
real quick. So Gypsy has improved. Gypsy is walking on her own now. She's going up the stairs, still struggling to go down the stairs because of her balance issues. That's the good news. The bad news is she paced the front yard from 6:30 to the time I just left a minute ago to go inside. I mean, she just paced round and round and round and round and round and round and nonstop pacing.
Wow.
It's almost like she's not in there, if that makes sense. And she's in the bedroom now, crashed, because that's how she does. She'll wake up in 2 or 3 hours, and she'll want to go pace the front yard some more. And then I'll bring her back in and she'll crash again. But as far as Gypsy wagging her tail, even, that has not happened. She is not happy to see anybody. She's not happy to be loved on. She's
I ain't seen her tail wag in a while. So.
No, she has not interacted with us pretty much at all since she started coming out of this. There was more interaction with us when we were having to carry her outside still. But since she has gotten up and started walking, it's like she's having to sacrifice parts of herself to do the walking, if that makes sense. She eats okay. She drinks okay. No, she did not get bitten. She had a seizure. She had a really, really bad seizure. And it took her 2 weeks to get to this point. So I don't know how she's going to recuperate. I don't know. I have noticed also with the more activity, she's having more tremors again. So we are probably going to have to make some decisions that we don't want to make. And they're hard to make when your dog is walking. But when you look at the dog, there's no life in her eyes anymore. It's just not there like it used to be. So she may have had a little stroke. We don't know. She had a seizure in the sunshine, and I came home and found her and had to rush her to the vet. She was supposed to be going to the vet anyway for observation. So they kept her for 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah. And then we brought her home, and she started trying to get her up and, trying to get her walking, because they can't do that much like physical therapy stuff at the vet's office, So I've been trying to do that with her. It's just, I'm afraid that like several of y'all have said, that there's some permanent going on there. But yeah, we're still just trying to decide what we're going to do in the long run here. So,
Wow.
Well, we'll make the right decision.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's tough. It's tough when you have animals because
hey, Superfly.
you know, hey, Superfly. When you have animals, they become family members, and
Yep.
it's
Mhm.
tough to deal with it. And but in the end, you have to do what's right for the animal in the long run. So whatever takes place, but we'll go from there and see what happens.
Yes, Patrick, that's what she's on now.
Yeah.
She started that
About 2 weeks
before
ago.
we went to the camping trip.
Yeah.
And they were not helping. Actually, her seizures were lasting 3-4 hours. The meds reduced the severity of them, but not the length of them.
Yeah.
So,
But the good thing, don't seem like she's having seizures right now.
she's just having those full body tremors.
Yeah. Now,
Wow.
all in all, she could have a brain tumor.
Mhm.
That could be where
That's
this is
where
all.
that's more where the vet's leaning
And
now.
he said over time the brain tumor would get worse and worse too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And he said, so that could be where some of this is stemming from. And so we just time will tell.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
go
just
from
taking
there.
it slow and watching her and making sure she's not suffering. And doing what we can to bring her out of this, and hopefully we'll get her back. Hopefully.
Quit, sister. Sister.
She said, "But Daddy, I want
I
up in
know.
your lap."
Yes, it is very expensive for vets nowadays.
Very.
It's very. I remember when it used to be not cost that much,
Yeah.
but it is very expensive.
But the vet that we're working with has been very nice to us with her.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
he's been very nice. So 3 nights stay plus treatment and everything while she was there, food, everything. I mean, we came out of there with $300 for 3
Wow.
days, nights worth of stays. That was it. So
Wow.
we've got a very good vet.
Mm-hmm.
But now he did not do CTs. He recently went through brain tumor with his own dog. So before we brought Gypsy in, it had been like a week before that he had to put his own dog, down. So so he knows kind of what he's looking at. And he did tell us we could go get, the scans done and everything. But that's where he thinks he's feeling this is.
Yeah. So it's we'll see what time says and goes from there, and what to keep an eye out, see which direction this goes, and see what's happening. That's all we can do. So, but anything else you want to talk about, babe?
We can talk about the topic of leaves for mulch.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Y'all were watching all that last Sunday. Her walking by with cardboard and leaves, and
when we first moved in this house, we piled all the leaves in the flower beds we were making, and his cousin, is Larry your cousin? Cousin-in-law, excuse me, told me, "Oh, your plants won't live there if you use mulch for leaves. I mean, leaves for mulch." I was like, "That's funny. They live in the woods." I've always used leaves as mulch. And I got to noticing from that point forward, everywhere I looked was comments in different chats and videos about how bad leaves are for mulch. And so I had to make the controversial video. I think I did that last year. Yes, I use leaves for mulch. Leaves will not kill your plants. Every mulch, no matter what it is, whether it's pine bark, chips, shavings, sawdust, leaves, pine straw even, their purpose is to smother out everything under it and hold in moisture. So if you keep piling it on and you get a really, really thick layer of whatever mulch you're using, you will eventually rot the crown of your plant. It's not just leaves that do that. It's all mulches. There's a reason they say pull it away from the trunk of trees. It's the same thing you're supposed to do with your flowers and stuff. You're supposed to keep it off the crown of your plant. So I love using leaves. It's a free material. And if you've ever been to my house, we have 20 oak trees.
Oh yeah, we got these big ones.
So we have an abundance of
everybody
free
needs to come
mulch.
visit us in late October and November to just see what we got.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's
I
a
can
lot
sure
of
use
leaves.
the help breaking them up.
Yeah, exactly. So we use that. The earthworms love it. It's natural. It's native even. And we have good soil where it's broke down at.
Thank you.
And my plants are all thriving regardless of using leaves. So use your leaves. Just make sure you don't cover your crowns of your plant.
They good. Good in the gardens too. When I was growing up, my daddy, we had some big oak trees around our house and our garden spot. That was one of my chores. Every winter was to get all the leaves up and get them in the garden. And that's where they went. Of course, when you live at home with your parents, you got to do what you're told to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so, that was part of my chores growing up, was get them leaves. And then our church, my home church, had big oak trees too. Some of them still left over.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them fell and cut down, but I used to have to go help get them up too. Lord have mercy. I'm talking about, but they come in real handy. Come in real handy. So.
Past Joe's bedtime.
Joe, you sleepy, ain't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead. I want to get in the chat. Okay.
If y'all want to get out a minute, that's fine. And I appreciate
you finish up.
A long time ago.
Yeah, y'all could have went on out. That's why I try to tell everybody, you ain't got to stay on forever if you don't want to. You can jump out, when you're ready to. So.
No, that's fine. Thank you, everyone. I'm going right in the chat right now.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye. All right.
Oranges need a picking, huh?
Oranges need picking.
Somebody needs to bring me some oranges.
And hey, you need to save me a bunch of them berries, Pat, off them palmetto bushes.
Oh yeah, those make a very good urinary tea.
Yep. Anybody got any questions about what's went on the last few weeks? I meant to ask that a while ago. Now, I think Rebecca interrupted me when I was fixing to say it.
Probably so.
And it's getting close to 9 o'clock, so we finna have to get off here in just the next few minutes here. But anything that you can use, leaves. Now, pine straw does better for around like roses, stuff it needs this kind of acid like blueberries, strawberries. Pine straw works real well. And you just keep building layers and layers.
Just keep it off the crowns.
Just keep it off that, but it'll really keep weeds down. And so that's why I used to grow a lot of good knockouts. I used to keep a lot of pine straw around knockout roses and my strawberries and all that. And they just seem to produce good strawberries, and my blueberries the same thing. They just seem to thrive off that. But
Stacy, no dessert is necessary for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Just saying, because it'll be like last time. It will be all sent back home with you. You will not leave it here.
Yeah, especially since I'm on a no sugar, so I have to really watch. I'm gonna really try to pay attention to this because I need to get some of this weight off. I've been having a little swelling in my legs, and my knees have been hurting a little bit. And I know some of this is from weight, and also I know probably retaining some water. So I need to get some weight off of me. and everything. I'd probably do a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
Azaleas, like it.
Hydrangeas.
Yeah, a lot of those. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is true. Hey, JR, good to see you, man. And anybody I've missed speaking to tonight, please.
We all enjoyed the cookies.
Yeah, they were very good. They were very good. Glad to see everybody's come in tonight, and I hope everybody's had a good week this week. We're gonna have a little cool
The
spell.
miles are still going.
We're gonna have here they go. They're a little closer this time.
Diane, let me fill you in on something. I'm a recipe book person. I love making recipes that are already made. I have never been able to create my own recipe to save my life. Just ask Mark about the stuffed bell peppers the other night. We threw them together and they were not bad, but they were not good. So they were not the recipe that I have made before. I love making stuff from a recipe. And I actually do have a couple of very good recipes that are sugar-free with almond flour and stuff that I want to try. Right now, we're just trying to get away from the sweet, because as long as you keep eating things that are sweet, you won't truly come off of craving something sweet. So we're trying to get off the sugar first.
Yeah.
And then once we're off the sugar and doing good, I can make some sugar-free desserts and hopefully not introduce sugar cravings again.
Right. That's the biggest thing is I do well. And once I get off sugar, when I do take some of it, it about knocked me out because it'll give me a rush. And I remember last time I done this, I started laying off sugar, and I completely quit it. And the only time I would ever eat it was like a very special occasion, like a birthday party or some kind of get together. And boy, it would fire me up. I can tell you, I could tell. And next day or two, my joints would start hurting, and so I think if I get off sugar, the belly will start falling off. I got to work it off too. Not just quit sugar, but we're getting in that time of year, planting gardens, sweating.
Hey, Junior.
Just doing a lot of work and everything.
JR, I mean.
Yeah, he's. They had their kids over tonight.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. And Bruce Martin.
Yeah.
Yes,
they
grass
are.
clips and
they are
excellent. You just have to watch for the seeds sprouting.
Yep, they are.
And the same
good.
thing, they'll smother just
Make
like
very
everything
good
else.
compost too. You go keep piling them and flipping them, breaking them down. That heat will kill them seeds. So.
Yep.
I do want to start having
Lord.
some others to come on the show, and
Feel
also
free to share, Miss Phyllis.
Also, I'm gonna start. I've been asking for people just to come on in, and I'm gonna start trying to do that every Friday night. That anybody, all you gotta do is let us know you want to come on and talk about
We'll
something.
send you an invite.
We'll send you an invite. And even if I got guests on, I don't, we can let the guests talk a little bit, and then you can come on. And I like to start trying to do some of that. I like for us to, what's the word? And to think. I like for everybody, that feels comfortable coming on to come on, and there's I want us to feel like, well, we are a family, but I like for that, because there's some of y'all I have never met, and there's a lot of you I like to have come on if you're willing to come on, and we'll take times doing it. And oh me.
I wish the weight fell off of me when I cut out sugar. It does not. I
Well,
starved myself to death that one summer.
You remember that last time I cut sugar out?
I
What
know,
happened?
I know.
It started dropping. And sure thing, Jeff. Sure thing.
There's some funny noises back yonder.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe next Friday night, Jeff.
Message Mark.
yeah, message me. You can come on and you can talk about anything. It ain't gotta be just about Bigfoot. You already know our live ain't just about Bigfoot. We go all over the place. I'm surprised we ain't in big food discussion right now. It has really surprised me. So, Rebecca's gonna have DTs from not getting ice cream no more.
No, we done had a butterscotch delights that somebody has brought up in here, Miss Phyllis, and she said it's sugar free, so she's gonna send me that recipe.
Wow.
And yeah, and then Miss Stacy is going to bring something because it's ingrained in her that when you go visit, you bring something, and I'm part of that generation too.
Oh
but,
yeah.
You know, yeah, dessert. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. What is my ancestry and what did my ancestors come from and what did they eat? I wish I knew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm mostly English, Scottish,
And
Sweden,
yes, Stacy, true.
some German, some Indian, some Mediterranean. I don't know where the Mediterranean comes from, but that's weird. But most of mine's English, Scottish, and Sweden. Oh, a little French too. Yeah. So got Viking bloodlines in me, or
we got
Norman,
gumbo
Norseman.
in the comments now.
Pat says she wanted to bring up Dairy Queen, but was scared to or something.
She's being respectful.
Yeah. Oh me. I don't blame. I appreciate it, Pat. I tell you, once I get past about 1 or 2 weeks, I'm good from there. I won't hardly pay it no attention. It just takes that 1 or 2 weeks, and once I get
We're on
Spencer
our
Voodoo Doll, oh Lord have mercy. I know everybody's seen that Facebook post with Spencer on it that Wanda posted today of Spencer up at the I think it's Alabama Country Music Country Hall of Fame or Music Hall of Fame or something. And darn if he wouldn't put a picture of him with a possum.
I know. I was sitting there going, really, Spencer? What a way of, ensuring that you are not the possum king by, posting a picture of you playing with a possum. Yeah, that makes you the possum king.
All right. Well, I'll get some of my sugar out of carbs. I'll start trying to eat the good carbs like the sweet potatoes. I'll try to stay away from white potatoes as much as I can. But you got some good carbs out there that's not real, just watch my, try to stay away from candy bars, sodas, that type of stuff. Yeah, I know it, get what I'll get to be from fruits and, some of you veggies that's got carbs in it. Corn, I'm going to have to eat me some fresh corn when it comes in. Ain't no way around it. But, so, hey, William, good to see you tonight. And,
yeah, the owl moved.
Yes. So the 2 a.m.s when the solar storm's coming through and can even see the northern lights. That's cool. And South Alabama, well, I may have to set my clock for 2 a.m. and get back up. Well, we may be up anyway.
We might be. I will be walking a dog, more likely.
Greg said just do a diabetic diet. Yeah. Well, some of my friends are on carnivore diets. But I'm going to tell you, I like my fresh vegetables in the summer. When green beans is coming in, tomatoes, the peppers, the all that type of stuff, peas, and corn, fresh corn, I gotta have them. So that's the only reason I wouldn't do a pure carnivore. Is because I do like vegetables, and I agree with you there. Lots of water, lots of water.
And yes, white stuff is bad.
Yeah.
The white sugar, the white potatoes.
Right. Yeah, seafood, that's actually good for you to eat, especially a lot of salmon.
Babe.
What? Oh, he's on a seafood diet. I got it now. Okay.
Yeah, fresh tomatoes, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah. Which, that stuff you can burn off pretty quick. I just try to watch it. I need to be around for a little longer, if the good Lord will.
Yeah. I have a lot of diabetic cookbooks because diabetes runs in my family really bad. I am pre-diabetic. I'm not diabetic yet. So I've been making a lot of diabetic friendly recipes from them. But what I noticed in a lot of them is they still have a high amount of carbs, which shocked me.
Excuse me.
No, Stacy, I can't imagine diabetic and kidney diets go together.
Ooh, fried corn with bacon. Oh, here we go.
Yep. We got fried green tomatoes up there.
There's my problem, Michael X. I love Dr. Peppers too.
I drink the
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper zero sugar ones,
Yeah, I love Dr. Peppers.
and I can do without them. But when I get a migraine, that Dr. Pepper helps.
Dr. Peppers and Baby Ruth is probably my favorite.
Butterfingers.
I like
And
Baby
Heath.
Ruth. But they don't hardly keep them up there in that sea market for some reason. It's always the Milky Ways or the Reese's. And I like Milky Ways
That
too.
dark Milky Way's the
I
best.
like Milky Ways.
Milky Way Midnight. Yeah, no Mountain Dew. I tell you what, my sister tried to come off of Mountain Dews. That was the hardest thing she ever had to come off of. What is that?
A truck going down the highway, humming.
Okay.
Duty Bird said she was talking about the Jerusalem artichoke.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, what was else you make mash out of? What was that?
Oh, the turnips?
Yeah, the turnips. Yes.
I mixed it with the potatoes.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Gave the potatoes a little earthy flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, Rebecca loves them Heath bars. Yeah. Yeah.
They are good.
True, Crystal, they say your better fish is wild fish.
It's that way with everything.
Yeah.
Your eggs are better with a free range chicken than it is, and I mean an actual free range, not just a cage free, than it is with ones that are in a coop. They get stirred up back here again.
Yeah, they go. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but they're carrying on back in behind us.
Like wild rabbit has a different taste than tame rabbit. It's all in what they're actually eating.
I tell you, soda I used to like. Then they changed the formula. Something was the ORCs. Man, you couldn't beat them things way back yonder. Then they changed their recipe or how they made RCs, and boy, they got where they wasn't no good no more. But that used to be. I used to like RCs too, and they were always cheaper than Coke and Dr. Pepper and all them. So. And they used to be bottled right here in Alabama. I don't know if RC is still even bottled here, and it used to be in Birmingham, but I don't know, Royal Cola Company, and I don't even know if they still bottled here. But they used to be nice. And Coca-Cola, when they first formed in Mississippi, they came to Birmingham for a while. Their office was actually in Birmingham way back yonder. Then they moved it to Atlanta. But I ain't never been big on Cokes. They always feel like they almost gave me indigestion.
Yeah, we free range ours too.
So, by means, I've always been a Dr. Pepper man.
RC Cola and a moon pie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper and a moon pie.
Yeah, both of them either way is good. Yeah.
Never been an RC fan.
Yeah. And I used to put peanuts in my Dr. Peppers too. A lot of people put peanuts in the Coke, but I do peanuts in my Dr. Pepper. I'd buy a pack of peanuts and fill that Dr.
Cauliflower
Pepper
is good too.
Yeah.
We did that cauliflower mashed potato thing.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
With the garlic and the cheddar.
Right.
That was actually good.
Yeah.
You knew we'd get around to food.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep. That's cool, Greg. I know I knew they yeah. Yeah, I never did. I don't think I ever tried the RC with peanuts. I can't remember. I may have. Ain't no telling what I done back in. Good night, Janelle. I'm glad to have you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come on sometime sooner or later for me now.
Yes,
And then that, she will one of these days for
she
me.
will.
Yeah, I have seen that Publix has some sugar-free. Oh boy, they moved on us.
As I say, they got us surrounded now.
And we got
One coming from that way, and over there towards.
them may be
Next
real
door.
owls though. I think the way they moving that quick, and everything. So yeah, I heard if you did get a soda, to get the ones with the real cane sugar, than the ones with the corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. I think one time a couple of them were going back to the cane syrup, and you could tell a big difference in them. You could really tell. And I tell you, when it's in glass bottles, that's a lot better too. These plastic bottles, you know. Okay. Yeah, they cutting up out here with us. Well, I guess we need to do the prayer list and get
Yep.
ready to get off here because it's
Yeah,
almost
really
9
we do.
o'clock. So
I got a family in Georgia that's lost a son and brother, and then another one that their 9-year-old is still going through chemo. He started his chemo today, I think.
okay.
So,
All right. And
then everybody else we mentioned earlier.
y'all remember everybody we mentioned earlier, Greg and Mark D and Miss Christie, y'all. Ones of you friends with her on Facebook, maybe send her a message. Let her know we're thinking about her, and we'll be in prayer for her.
And for those that heard the sounds, that's kind of one of the reasons we're doing it outside, so y'all can hear what we have going on.
Well, I love to do the lives outside just because I like being outside, but also there is a lot goes on here. I know a lot of people think we pulling their leg, but we're not. Stuff caught on the video, the corn patch. Miss Pat done some recording here, and I mean that recording's wild. I mean, if you really sit down and listen to that thing, and it's long too, but there's some crazy stuff in there that I know is not the chickens or the rabbits, and there's just some stuff going on, and it's just it's wild here. And I'm only 2.5 miles from Creepy Mountain, so there's some other unspoken requests. I know some people's had some tests done this week, and people are going to have some tests, and we just be some unspoken prayers that's been asked to, so y'all remember that. And prayer is one of the biggest things we can do for each other. Prayer has a lot of power. That's the way we speak. We pray to Jesus. He's our mediator. He's one that talks to the Father for us, which the Father hears it too, but he's our mediator, our Redeemer. And so prayer is one way we communicate.
Birch beer is like root beer. It's good.
Yeah. I've heard of it before, but I've never have tried it. So I know somebody had a question way back, and I think it was Crystal. If we're going to have something in the fall, we're talking about it. It's been talked about. Me and Spencer have kind of bounced it back and forth a little bit. And so we got to just try to, here in about the next month, figure out if we are going to do something where we can go ahead and pick a spot and plant it. And
because some of us need extra days to get off.
Right.
I mean, extra notice.
Yeah. So soon as we can nail down a spot and a date, we'll come up with several dates and then pick it out from there. We're probably going to shoot for probably in October, what we're thinking. So, which I know ain't far off if you really get thinking about it. Before it gets real, because October weather most of the time is a little more settled than March or April. So, That's
my saying, Greg. I have tons of useless knowledge. All the good stuff is gone now. What's left is useless.
all right. We'll go ahead and go to the Lord in prayer, and then we'll get ready to sign off here. You think we'll get that video up by next week?
I'll work on it tomorrow.
Okay. We'll try to get that up, and then I'll probably get back on Creepy Mountain a little bit. And I need to get up there and check on that place anyway. I need to go see how much logging they done and what all's happening up there.
Yeah, I've read all about the vanilla too, guys.
And I may go set a recorder out next weekend down at Hollins and let it run. Or I'll go set it out one evening and go back next morning and retrieve it. Might be a good time to do it during the week.
If they can't name the flavoring used to make a natural flavoring, guarantee you don't want to know where it comes from.
Right. I was watching something
like
last
the
night.
beaver for the vanilla.
After we finally got everything running and we all could go sit down and relax a few minutes, I was actually watching a guy going through all the different chemicals they put in all our food. And there's
all
one
those
that flipped me out
preservatives.
that me and you got to talk about. I said, man, if this man's telling the truth, that's rough.
He probably is.
So it does good to read the back of your labels. If you start seeing stuff you can't pronounce, you might want to look it up on your phone and see what it is and what it's made from, because man, they really poured it in our food. So
yep,
that's why it's always best to grow your own food. It's just hard to do it too, because they throwing aluminum on us all the time. But all right, we'll say a prayer and get real close tonight. Lord, we praise you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your Son. Thank you for the Holy Spirit. Thank you for everything you do for us each and every day. Lord, be with all these people that we've brought up name and one's unspoken. Lord, you know who they are, with all the different things they have going on health-wise and other things in their life. Lord, you be with them and your will be done. Pray, Lord, to get us through this next week and just take care of us all. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. We love y'all. And y'all remember, get along if you can. I know sometimes it's hard to, but get along with folks best you can. And, try to get along. We don't live long on this earth, and it's a lot better to be happy than be fussing. I tell you that now. Appreciate everybody, especially Mr. Gary, always being in here, moderating for us, and Greg and Miss Blue Eyed, and I know some of them's not here tonight. I think Leanne's daughter was graduating from college today. Her daughter go to Mississippi or Ole Miss. I can't remember. Ole Miss. So I think her daughter was graduating from Ole Miss. So y'all go congratulate her. That's a big accomplishment. And there's a few other people missing in here tonight. I know some people's in the woods tonight. And I know getting that time of year, ball games, high school graduation coming up, and all kind of stuff. So we do have fire pit tomorrow night. Any of y'all want to come? I know a lot of y'all's far off, but you're welcome to come to my house. Y'all come on.
And of course, if you're ever in our area, we'll have fire pit night just for you.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I'll let people know you're here if you want me to, and if you don't, then we'll keep it quiet and you just come sit with us. And it's like I said, we'll ride up on Creepy Mountain for a little while or something, and we'll go from there. So, well, I really appreciate y'all. Y'all always make the chats go real well. I always see positive stuff. Everybody getting along, cutting up, having a good time. That's what it's about. And
we look forward to seeing y'all, Gary.
Yeah, we're excited. Seeing y'all. And I know we got some lots coming up toward June, so we'll have a good time. And so Yeah, Crystal, you probably like it down here. You get used to the humidity and
the long summer.
very long summer, but you'll survive. I mean,
Because we started summer temps, what, in March?
yeah, we had some
And
summer
then it was
temps.
up and down.
So
And then they won't leave until probably October.
you come in here around me and Greg's area, which is pretty rural. Now, sometimes you go to the cities, they act different.
Sister just loves that
Yeah.
daddy attention. She's,
You know, sometimes around the
is
big
my
cities,
dog.
they kind of funny acting, you know, kind of rude and stuff. But you come out in the rural areas, people treat you good. You know, they will, especially once they get to know you a little bit. I mean, they won't treat you ugly. They'll just be kind of, you know, checking you out. But once they figure out you're a good person, they'll pull you right on in. So
yeah, sister's my dog. Can y'all tell?
old Greg can tell you that, and any of the other people that live in Alabama knows that. And, you know, so all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
That's
We
my
love
dog.
you.
Can y'all tell? I mean, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greg,
Yeah.
tell we missed Abby and Wanda tonight. So, and everybody else was good to see you. So, all right, you ready?
Yep. We're good.
We love y'all. Y'all have a
Bye,
good
y'all.
weekend, and hopefully we'll get that video out, and we'll be back next Friday night, maybe with another guest on. So, and we'll talk about anything else that's went on during that time. So, y'all have a
sister
good one.
loves the belly rubs, that's for sure. Bye,
She
guys.
does. See y'all later. Bye bye.